Good morning, world. Ati here. They say I'm the one man party. That is not true. I like to party with everybody. 9:39 a.m. I believe. I checked a minute ago. It was 9:38 about a minute ago. About 30 seconds ago. And it is December 16th, 2018. I'm liking my beard. I've been cleaning it up. Thanks to my beautiful, amazing, supportive mummy. She got me this kit at Costco with, I'd say, like 15 different little sockets. Like 12 mil, 15 mil, and it goes down to like 11, 9, 5, 3, 1, I think, or something. I don't know. You even have like a little nose thingy. Anyways, um, not that I'm just bored and I just want to talk and waste your time. I don't want to do that. I don't like wasting time. And if you're looking for something interesting to maybe listen to, specifically on cannabis at the moment, this is the holdup. This is the whole misunderstanding right now in this city, county, country, worldwide, nation. I feel like we're all on this borderline of what's right, what's not right, medicationally wise, for the society. And then you've got this whole another aspect of it now where how do we even work this into our society? From medicational wise, recreational wise, fine. Right, that's common sense. I'm about to hit you real quick. Business. This is the biggest opportunity human race ever had in their life. Ever. The only reason we're even inching at this is because of Prop 215 in 1996. From a beautiful soul, from what I understand, fought for those rights, knowing what it did, medicationally wise, where they allowed it to those, God forbid, were at their last draw. Going through agony, going through pain, or maybe just the fact that, hey, they got nothing going for them. They're about to, whatever this situation may be, here's your script. It was a doctor's script to those that were stage 4 exiting out, if that makes any sense. I don't want to talk negative energy. I don't like negative energy. As much negative energy I've been bringing on social media, please forgive me. Please. If it isn't for the drama and we sit laying in bed like my father passed away back in 2004 drinking vodka with a few pastors from church coming and going because they think they're helping or whatever the situation may be. It's the society that is putting us down. When I say society, we shouldn't need a support group or somebody to go to. As hard workers as we are as humans, we want to achieve, we want to strive, we want to push forward, we want to grow, we want more tasks to accomplish. We don't want the video game to end. We like the online mode. We want to keep it going. You know where I'm going with this. We just, as natural humans, that's just how we are. We like to succeed. We like to achieve. We like that. We like the growth. And I think that's everywhere. The only reason we have a lot of general public settling, because not that you're weak, not that I have some strength because I choose not to work on purpose because I'm being forced out of a job that's been my therapy. A job that I've been wanting to cash in on, that I've been working around the clock.
I'd get up at 2 in the morning from a beautiful 5 hour nap, rest, and I would take down couple hundred clones. Or I would pinch a bunch of shoots as they're sleeping with the lights off. Pinching the shoots gives them strength from that point as it heals in a few days. By next week, that shoot is going to have more tissue built up, more bigger channel of water flow, nutrient going to that branch, and that branch is going to grow a lot stronger. A way of beefing up your plant structure and making that energy flow stronger to the new developing buds, to where we're just now finding out how everything works. I don't know how it all works. There's foliar feeds that you can now spray your plant where I'm sure it does that naturally without even touching the plant. And it doesn't have to go through a few days of stress and shock. It just naturally beefs up the tissues and it just grows. Anyways, long story short, don't want to waste your time. I've been thinking it'd be so cool if this is where I'm kind of wasting your time because I'm talking about myself, my narcissistic self. It would be the most unfairest thing ever because why would I be allowed to do whatever I want in this city legally? And like the Rose Garden in downtown Sacramento, like all the trees in downtown Sacramento, you can only look, but you can't touch a single hair, leaf, tree, whatever, bark. Do not touch it. You can't touch it. You can look at it, you can smell the roses, you can't touch them. It would be so cool if, as much time we have on our hands with the security, the sheriffs, the police, highway, and as much work, I feel like the government can't wait to provide, and you've got this big, massive homeless society, specifically in Sacramento Valley. We do have the train tracks that come right to our downtown Sacramento and Roseville Road right here. And yes, I understand a lot of stuff comes through those train tracks. That could be one of the main reasons. Hitchhiking from San Francisco is just unbelievably impossible. Coming from Los Angeles or Reno, Nevada, I mean, we're in the valley. Where else would all these homeless people come from? Does that make any sense? Yes, it's tough in this city. People are losing homes, but it's not as bad as it is right now. It's not as thickly homelessly populated as it is right now, and it's building up. It's people that have been living homeless for 15 years. I mean, I've talked to some of these sad souls that have settled. Maybe they're even comfortable with their situation. The programs are allowing it. Yeah, the EBT and getting by and this and that and free foods at these shelter programs, but it's not solving anything. You're feeding the rats, you're not saving the rats. When I say save the rats, you want to relocate them. Give them obviously a home and something productive to do, whatever rats are supposed to do. Rats a bad example. Let's say dogs, uh, mutts. Long story short, an animal that needs help to then do its job. Whether it's comfort, pet's comfort, whether it's a job as hunting, seeking, whatever it is. I don't want to talk. I, I don't hate it because that's just how general public is. Just how we are. I just did it naturally, explaining common sense. I like hitting big points, and then you think for yourself, not in a tricky way. I don't want to manipulate. I don't want you to be confused, but I want to hit like commodity, world commodity, cannabis, THC. Now think commodity, THC, cannabis, business. All right. Now think endpoint, monopoly, Marlboro. Think our point, society taking over. And then think like middlemen. Where is the fine lines? And obviously we need control, and obviously we need lab tests, and obviously we need not to tag each root and plant. Grow all the plants you want. Grow it outdoors. It's a plant. It's supposed to be naturally grown outdoors. That's what I don't understand. But you're trying to like enslave this beautiful medication. You know what I mean? Like, y'all are playing with the wrong generation. The only reason this plant doesn't have a GPS tracker in it yet is because the technology's not there yet. I don't want to bore you. This stuff is getting serious. I'm not saying this and that, and I'm trying to feel sorry for myself, and I'm not trying to feel sorry for myself, you hear me? I used an opportunity to buy this house. People try to say that they bought this house for me and this and that. If my dead dad's business that he left behind in 2004 while I was in high school freshman year, 4 years without having a dad to have the business running. Before that, he was drinking and dying for like 3 years in bed. I don't know why nothing was done before that, but long story short, he was quiet about it, and it was just like, boom. Dad was going through some things, and that's the story. Like, what? You're going to, well, nobody wants to even talk about heroes nowadays. I mean, you've got beautiful superheroes, Marvins in this world that are just statues, that are just, what do you call it? Legends. You hear me? They don't get enough credit for what they've done and put in place. And their shoes that are being filled are not even close at their pace. Not even close. Not even close. You can't even think about doing what they've done because it's not even possible anymore with these different times and structures and business systems. As you can see, technology, robots. We're living in a different society. I understand that. But there's gotta be small little outlet percentage besides athletes that have that option, or like a doctor or a lawyer, a career person, somebody that's really achieved that high end degree, that they have no limits. Does that make any sense? They're limitless. They go as hard as they want. They push themselves to the max to be able to be the best. We're stuck as cashiers. We're stuck as these taxi drivers, Lyfts, Ubers, small-time farmers, if that makes any sense. 6-9 plants. What if I have my own house? Back to where I bought the house, my dad died, left behind an insurance company that had nobody running it. Had a bunch of family friends that were in the business. Agent, bookkeeper's wife, customer service, and another friend's best friend's daughter. Customer service. 2 customer service, an agent, and a bookkeeper. Long story short, I graduate senior year in love with my high school sweetheart that I can't wait to get married to. Whether she knows it or not. I'm only 18. She's 17. Senior. I just graduated. She's a senior. I just graduated. I'm not gonna lie. Her dad motivated me. Mentioned, why don't I go for it? And during high school, actually, I studied for the brokerage exam to be a salesman, to sell the actual policies, and that was my thing. If I was gonna pass, I'm gonna go for it. If I don't pass, it's just not for me. And I passed my actual first time. Very proud of that. And I really had a good time with that limitless thing where it's all up to you. I can sit in an office with the bookkeeper still there, with the customer service still there, with the agent still there, and just sit there and milk it and make my $1,500 or whatever it was a month that I was making consistently. Or it's go time. I learned each position starting from customer service, and I started letting them all go one at a time. By the time I graduated, I had the customer service gone and the bookkeeper gone. And then that was June 2008. So June and July, another 60 more days, I was learning the agent's job, how to sell policies, how to write the policies, how to care for the policies, manage them, and it was all file paperwork, and nothing was being cleaned up. A bunch of old files, clients that we didn't even have. We had to shred and get rid of all those cabinets, and I wanted to go paperless, so I finally invested into one of the only program out there that was syncing in with all the companies that I was working with. Everything was, instead of having a piece of paper come to your office, everything was just getting automatically synced into your computer database network that then you in your computer was going into. So this is like a cloud working with all the companies and agents. That was gonna be just I could be sitting at home basically and just managing all my policies. But this is at the very beginning. I didn't have even enough time until I finally got out of the business to fully get all that dialed in. And I'm glad I got out of it. It's just not for me. Uh, I actually misunderstood the whole project. I kind of thought I was the man of the show, the man of the team, if that makes any sense, the owner. Apparently, I wasn't. Well, my father and my mother are the ones that. My mother invested quite a lot of money, but my father was the one building the business. Father passed away. Mom, of course, invested a lot of money, and she almost sold the business for $30,000 my freshman year in high school. Instead, she didn't sell it. Knew I'd be mad at her if she did. I didn't know all this, but seeing the big picture now, I don't think success was planned for me. But if I didn't get my chance and tried, then how would the story play out? If that makes any sense. Well, I ended up running with the insurance company for about a year and a half, building up my credit score, starting back at 18 in high school. Yes, my mom let me spend $1,000 probably a month back when she was making quite a bit of money with daycare and still having all her properties before she losing everything in 2011. Half of her income because the government shut down all the programs to almost not having any work at all to where the government took all 7 properties. Unbelievable, with her trying to get loan modifications and getting cheated out by some guy that was asking money up front. Instead of paying the mortgage, you pay him for 6 months, and within 6 months he turns that $300,000 mortgage into a $150,000 mortgage. And the instead of you paying your mortgage, keeping up with your payments, you're paying him to make up for that, cutting it in half, $150,000 mortgage, $300,000 mortgage to a $150,000 mortgage. If you're good with numbers, you understand what I'm saying. With 7 different properties, cutting down half of your mortgages, geez, a guy that just cashed in, what, it was like $7,000 a month times 6 months. It was like $50,000, $60,000 behind on all your mortgages to save on cutting every mortgage in half. One of the properties was paid off in Carmichael, like $250,000 property, just land. But long story short, let's say 6 mortgages, saving about $100,000 on each mortgage. That's $600,000. And apparently she was being referred to one of her best friends that just had this done to her. And it all worked out great. Which apparently was all bad referrals. She got caught in the middle of all the bad deals. She gets called out to like the federal courts. They almost locked her up for all this, thinking she was behind it all. When she had nothing to do with any of this, barely speaking any English, just going with the flow, trying to save some money. Do what everybody else has been doing. Loan mods. Anyways, I don't want to waste time. 18 minutes into this video already. I do know one thing. I came out with the house. I borrowed $10,000 from a credit card line. I could have borrowed another $8 from another credit card. Mom offered to give me some money, or I borrowed $10 from mom. And then $8 from a credit card line. I needed $18,000 down. The property was $85,000. It was like 25-30% down, something like that. Long story short, came out with this beautiful house. I don't know why I'm even telling you all this and where I'm going with this story. I kind of missed my whole point. That's right, with cannabis. So bought this house in 2010. Insurance great. Everything's going great. Thinking I'm about to get married to my high school sweetheart. And I start acting out. When I say acting out, I guess the real Artem came out. And it wasn't that I'm better than you. It's more of, I've realized that we've got things to handle in this life. Yes, I can play the boyfriend role at home, if that makes any sense. And the boyfriend role is like, just, I love you, baby. You're the queen. You're wearing the pants, this and that. I bow down to you, like whatever you want, whatever you need, baby, I got you, this and that. Like, I playing that role, I get it. Back then, it was more, I didn't know that that role was supposed to be played. And then all of a sudden, the real Artem came out. When I say the real Artem came out, it's not a bad Artem. It's that humble soul that grew up with Christ. Thank God for Christ. And that faith. With religion, of course, that I went through to find my faith. Religion is so confusing, and there's so many different religions out there. I love Jesus. Does that make any sense? In my religion, through my faith, Jesus is the Savior. Why? Because He did the ultimate, how my religion teaches it, suffering for no reason. There was no reason for Him to go through what He went through at all. But because He was apparently doing like black magic, walking on waters, healing people, doing this unbelievable things, and calling Himself King of Jews. And Jews were like nasty, nasty people back then. Crooks. And He's saying, I'm the king. I'm the king. I'm the number one. Number one. But I want to feed. I want to help. I'm not here to cheat, manipulate. As she says it. I love her. No names. So, with that said, they give Him one of the worst punishments in the world. And then how the story goes, He goes missing. The soldiers drop dead. The big stone that was holding the cave where He was buried, or not buried, where He was laid, wrapped in mermaid, something, whatever, medicine or whatever, wrapped in linen. Long story short, the rock comes apart, rolls over, soldiers drop, and He disappears. And then how the story goes, they're looking for Him, and He like shows up as an angel or something, or in real life. I don't know how it goes. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, is this really you?" And then He shows his nail marks. And I say this story like it's some fake Christmas story, and I'm contradicting it, or like, is this really real? But at the same time, it's like, this is how I grew up believing, and this is what I believe in, and because of this mercy, and Him being so loving, forgiving, this is what makes me that beautiful soul. Him being that example. Does that make any sense? And my heart, believe it or not, like I'm saying this, my heart believes this. It believes this. Can you believe this? I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Because I feel the energy. Does that make any sense? I'm talking about this. Like, I feel this energy. They say, the devil himself, that bad energy soul, will not tempt those or touch those, come near those that he's already got. The ones that are lost. The ones that don't want any belief of anything. Does that make any sense? However it is that they're, whatever it is that they're believing in. The ones that really have that passion, that love, higher power, I guess you want to call it, higher being, higher loving, they really feel energy, I guess. Not in a bragging weird way or whatever. It's just different mindset, I guess. Maybe different thinkings, different talk. And you talk with the same kind of talks that don't have any belief. And you feel their energy. You feel that person, and it's heavy. I love it. And it's not like you're better than them, they're better than you, or whatever, or even different gods. It's that higher power. The only difference between me and you, I believe in that mercy. Last night, me binging on that wine that I did after a great day with that beautiful woman, that didn't ruin my energy or anything. It's just, general public talk. How some don't even have to explain it, they just understand it. And then some just play checkers. Does that make any sense? One move at a time. Go get the coffee. And then they, instead of going to get the coffee, start asking 100 questions. Or you grab the dark roast knowing you like the mild, grab the dark on accident, and them just nailing you on it. Well, what are you doing grabbing the dark? You should have grabbed the mild instead of just playing it cool. Maybe just going and getting the mild yourself or whatever the situation may be after they mention, hey, dark's not right. You hear me? Just that different communicational skills. Or even caring. Some are just, you hear me? They're on the couch like this. Where's the meatloaf? I'm 25 minutes into this video. Long story short, I buy this house. I use my options. Only reason I'm bringing my brothers into this is because a little bit of an example. We're all different kids. You hear me? I grew up playing basketball, loving to chase the ball and shooting and aiming. When the brothers, they kind of weren't as aggressively athletic and competitive as maybe I was on the court physically, as they are in video games. And now the middle one's a cop, which I can't wait for him to not settle driving around being a sheriff. I want him to be like FBI. Like, I want him to be top secret agent or something. Not in a weird ratty way, more of he speaks fluent Russian. He should be some kind of interrogating person and striving to succeed more. Not that it's bad to be a guy that loves his coffee breaks and donuts. Maybe twice a day. And loves his 3 days on and 4 days off vacations. And loves to watch basketball and sports and go out and play at coin op with his, what do you call it? Your patrol partner and your both of your wives, however it is, you and your partner's wives. Because I've met you all, and it's not bad to be a settler in its own ways. When I say settle, y'all better be building families. You've got other things to invest in. You've got a kid to now watch, mentor, lead, coach, train, and it's simple things like your kid's playing basketball. And he doesn't want to dribble a basketball. Is he even throwing something at something? Is he aiming? It's all about that rhythm, that action. If he's dancing around on the floor, are you giving him options? Does he have a stereo to even turn on? What are you beating your kids? It's what are you offering? It's so simple, common sense that we as humans don't understand. And then you've got maybe a soul that is so outgoing and wants to get his hands into a little bit of everything good that just naturally self-taught in so many different ways. You're cooking food, there's a way to integrate a kid, not like, hey, come here, kid, you're going to learn how to chop fucking carrots, you hear me? And this is it. Way wrong approach. Maybe bad timing. You hear me? You might have one chance at this. They come through the kitchen. They might have picked up some kind of tool, utensil, and maybe you should ask a question. Oh, do you know what that is? Play a game with them. But you've got checker people playing checkers. Put that down. Well, what are you doing? Maybe they slid into the kitchen. Why are you sliding? They're fucking sliding into the kitchen, excited, happy to be fucking alive, and you're just being negative, killing their vibes right off the bat at 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. Not understanding what you're doing till the kid's fucking 29, looking back now at the same fucking situation, and I love her! I love her! God, I love my mother! I love you, Mom, so much. Get me the fuck out of here!